Hey, Pastor, welcome back to How to Grow a Black Church Through Facebook. Again, I'm Reverend Dr. Sheldon Nix, and this is for you if you want to grow a church, if you want to grow a conference or some other kind of ministry. These strategies are designed to draw people in, especially non-believers or the unchurched, into our ministry so that we can minister to them, drawing them in from Facebook. Okay, so last time we talked about this conversion funnel, converting people from their current life into a new life in the kingdom and in our church or ministry. And so there's this idea that they have to become aware of you. They have to become interested in you as someone who might help them, right? Someone who might be able to help. Very critical. That's like probably the most important thing in the whole strategy is presenting not in a position, or calling even, but from their standpoint as someone who can help them, and then nurturing their desire for what you have to offer them, and then them making the decision to go check out your ministry. So it all comes through you because you're the one sent to them. Okay. And we talked about that. I will give you pastors, God says. And so you've been sent to them. And this is the process of them discovering that you've been sent to them to help them. Okay. So let's talk about, we talked about a setback, come back from a setback. But here's another one of our programs, helping people to discover their purpose, their why, their calling, their passion, different language that we can use. So here's Pastor Anderson offering a free training and some help for people who may be struggling. They're bored with their job. They feel like there's more to life or more in life for them, but they don't know what it is, maybe, and they don't know how to get there. There's a lot of people. The statistics for people, for instance, who are bored with their job or even hate their job, it's actually the majority of workers in this country. And so a lot of people just, they go get a job to make some money. Like you need that, right? You need money to live, but it's not their passion. And you and I both know they were called to something, called to be something, called to do something. God makes that very clear before the foundation of the world, right? I formed you, I fashioned you, I created you, pulling in Jeremiah as well there in a kind of joined scripture there. But right, that I set out those good works for you to accomplish them beforehand, God says in Ephesians. And so there's this idea that there's a purpose and something for them to accomplish in this world. And they were formed for that, right? In their mother's womb. God says to Jeremiah, I formed you for your purpose. In that case, to be a prophet to the nations, but they have a purpose. And if they follow that purpose, they'll be able to create a life they love. And they won't check out and, scan the internet for 2, 3 hours a day, when they're supposed to be working. Like they'll actually love the life they create. They'll love the marriage they create. They'll love what's happening with their kids. Okay. I mean, life happens. So it's not like it's all going to be, you know, sunshine and roses, but they'll love what they're about. And so that's what we're calling them to through this program. All right. And there's a whole strategy there. But here's the things that you as a pastor need to do to make this whole system work. For one thing, to attract their attention, especially, right? But also to nurture their desire to learn from you. We've got to put out provocative posts, not just posts of us at games and such, right? But posts that get them thinking about the topic that we want to draw them to, right? So the posts that our pastors start putting out are more strategic. They still do the kind of, here's my life, right? There's still invitations to various church events because Christians need to know those. Non-believers will just, scroll right past those. So, but there's also posts designed to get the attention of non-believers and to get them thinking, in this case, about their purpose, right? And there's various ways to language it. And so, you can mix it up put it all out there. But let's say you're building for a workshop, a webinar, or conference even, right? You start putting out posts that are along that theme. Not all your posts, but there's some posts. And you can also do ads. And our pastors, we help them uh, do Facebook ads to reach beyond your feed and to reach, thousands and thousands of people pretty inexpensively in your radius around your ministry. And so both free posts like this, paid ads, are ways to start getting people to think, oh, wow, yeah, I am bored. I am frustrated with my life. I do feel that there's got to be something more out there. Let me see what this guy has to say, what this woman has to say. Let me kind of zero in there and see what's going on. And so we draw their attention and we start to get them to think about what's going on inside of them, what they already kind of know, but haven't maybe quite named. Okay. Then the second thing you do, so it takes seconds, right, to do a post. We actually create these posts for you and you can just post them, right? Add a few lines, takes seconds, really. And there it is, right? Something that speaks. Everybody wants to see everything. Facebook doesn't let that happen, but over time, more and more people will start to see it. All right. And then here's where it gets really exciting, because then what you're actually inviting them to do is, in this case, to download a free guide, Discover Your Purpose. And they see that you're offering it. You didn't write it. You use our curricula, but we put your picture on there and your name on the cover because you're offering it, offering free guide and training. And so that's how the system works. And so they'll get the help and they'll start, understanding, oh, wow, yeah, this sounds good. And they're also going to get emails from you once a week. They get an email newsletter, which is on that same topic. Right. So in this case, what's holding you back from achieving your goals? And so, what is your why and living your passion? And there's this conversation. And again, they won't open every email and read every email, but they'll read some of them and they start to recognize, oh, wow, this is really interesting. I need to explore this more. And that's all automated. Both getting the guide, getting the newsletter, it's all automated. You don't have to be there. We set it up. It's good to go. All right. Now, here's where we do need you, though. You've got to go live sometimes, right? You can do a 30-minute Facebook Live. Boom. Meet me tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Let's talk about living your passion, because if you don't live your passion, you won't live your best life, right? Your life has to come out of your passion. And so we get into the, strategy behind all of this. But passion is one of the ways that you find your purpose, right? Because God plants the desires in you that are correspond to your purpose. So living your passion, another way of saying it, discover your why. So here, Pastor Anderson is offering a 90-minute webinar and is tied to the next year because it's in November. And so discover your why so you can create the life you love next year. Notice, there's specific information that lets them know there's real help here, right? There's what's in it for me. Well, a new level of life is in it for me. And this guy looks trustworthy. I've been reading some of his posts. And so, Coach Anderson, let me see what he's got to say. Let me register. All right. And then we have a whole system for making sure they show up. But that's it. That's what you do, right? So you post, you really invite them to, download immediate help that starts to talk to them about the topic. And then you show up to do lives and, of course, respond to any comments in the Facebook feed. So that's why we say it only takes an hour a week, right? But in that hour a week or so of your time, the result is this. They get to know you as someone who can help them. They get to like you. They like the way you think, the way you don't judge them, the way that you're engaged with them on these lives, and especially in the Zooms or webinars or even on-ground workshop, right? Like at the church or somewhere else. They start to get to like how you operate, how you roll, how you talk to them, and how you think, and they start to take that in and start to trust you. And so, as we build this know, like, and trust of you as someone who can help in their spirit through the operation of the Holy Spirit, they start to recognize, uh, you know, I found a man, found a woman, I found the one who can help me get to the next level of life, the one who can help me get out of this mess that I've made of my life, help me get out of this hole that I'm in, help me to create a life that I really want and love. And so that starts to happen somewhere in the process. And I know, Pastor, I know you've experienced this probably many times, people recognizing you're the one, right? That's true of everybody who's joined your church since you've been pastoring, at least, right? And even the ones who have chosen to stay, most of them, it's because they believe that you can help them. Well, the same thing happens with those who are not believers yet. They, through this process of you engaging with them and offering them help, they come to recognize you are the one that God has sent to them to lead them out and to lead them in. Bring my people out of Egypt and lead them into, well, he didn't tell Moses to do that. He told Joshua to do that, to lead them in. In the case of the people God has sent you to, you'll lead them out of the life they're living and into the life God has for them through your ministry. So, what's next? Well, I want to invite you, if you really get this, to come to our next info session where we can go in more detail about how this whole system works, what we have for you. It's very inexpensive, trust me. And so it's designed, as I said, for the small Black church, for a smaller ministry. If you're a larger ministry, no problem. You're fully welcome, obviously. But it's all designed to help pastors and ministry leaders who don't have a lot of people and don't have a big budget and don't have a lot of time, frankly, uh, to be able to enlarge their territory and to have people coming to your door to experience what God has ordained you to give to people so that then they can have the life they're meant to have, which they can only have when they find the pastor God sent to them. So I invite you, somewhere on this page is a link for you to get booked into, registered for our next info session, and you'll be able to get more detail. So I hope to see you there, and God bless you.